Was Lyor Cohen like? Is he as advertised?
Lyor the
like
truth.
A shark.
Lyor the truth. He, a lot of people say weird shit about Lyor. I don't have nothing bad I can say about nobody at Def Jam, and I met them all. Julie Greenwald, Tina Davis, Lyor Cohen, Kevin Lyles, Michael Kaiser, all of them, dude. Just serious about this music business, but Lyor was the ringleader of that shit. And he just pushed a line. I remember one time I wanted to buy some weed. I was in New York. They had an apartment for me out there. I was living in Jersey City. So Lyor was like, let's go out and fuck around a little bit. So we fuck around. We jump in the black truck, and he takes me down to 145th and down there in Lex. And he's like, you can get your weed right there. That's Brent's, and go in there and get you some weed. I said, all right. I said, you coming in? He said, no, I'm gonna bounce. I'll just leave the car here with you. And I said, you gonna bounce? He said, yeah, I'm good wherever I go. And he just jumps out of the car at fucking 2 a.m, dude, and just starts walking up the street. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, I mean, Lyor was the first person I saw. He asked me one day, I think we were in L.A. He said, Rich, you need money? I said, yeah. He said, come on, let's go to the bank machine. So we go to the teller. He said, how much you need? I said, shit, I don't know now. I thought tellers only give you $300. I saw this motherfucker pull about $9,000 out of a teller machine.
At an ATM?
Out of an ATM, bro, and I had never seen no shit like that.
Yeah, because I think you set your limit, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But Lyor, he is definitely a shark. But the boy, I mean, he gets it done. He gets it done. The funniest thing that I've ever heard him do, he put me on the spot one time. They had a meeting, a polygram meeting in San Francisco at some big hotel, and he was like, Rich, I'm in town. Come fuck with me. I said, all right. So I pulled up on him. He said, I got this board meeting to go to, then we can hang out. He said, just roll with me. So we get to the board meeting, and he goes up there, he gets on stage, and he's telling Polygram, about what they did with last year's money and what's going to happen with the next budgets. And then he just breaks out and he's like, we've never signed anybody from the Bay Area, and it's a lot of talent here, but I think we found our jewel, and he's here in the building. Richie Rich, come up here. And then walked me up on stage. He said, he can talk a lot better than I can. And he walked off stage, dude, and I'm sitting on the stage with these 300 people. And I just start popping it, Just start.
You didn't have no idea that was gonna happen.
No, he don't give you no lead up. When he was finished, he's like, "You're my fucking man. That's why I love you. You're like a fucking chameleon, Richie. I can just set you down anywhere and you adapt." But he was a dog when it comes to the business. I used to see him on 2 phones, dude. He'd be on this phone
before 2 phones was a thing.
Look, he'd be like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna get it done. Hold on 1 second. No." No, tell him to get it. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I told you I need it done. I want it fucking done. Hold on. Yes. No, we're going to get... I mean, dude, I was like, this dude's a fucking maniac.
Now he's a legend, man.
He's popping from wild to calm. And then he's like, sorry about that, Richie. Where were we? I'm like, this dude is...
Yeah, he always gets a lot of help for making the 360 deal a thing.
Right.
But I saw the way he explained it. And for a lot of artists, how he explained it made sense, because he's like, look, if you and I start a restaurant together and I invest all the money,
right?
Let's say you're the chef,
right?
And then the restaurant it goes crazy,
right?
And then you decide to bottle up the sauce from the restaurant and sell it at Walmart. It's the restaurant sauce.
Right.
I put the money up. You brought the food to the table, but I put the money up.
Right?
Shouldn't I get a cut of the sauce that's getting sold at Walmart?
You better know it.
So it's like, and I think, but then you see people who don't need that or aren't. That's where it's all about leverage in those situations. It's like, if you're the Russell, you could tell a label, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Because you're like, I'm making more money than you can offer me. Fuck your advance.
Right.
And he's not, the Russell's not against signing a major deal. He said that. He's like, if the right deal comes along, sure.
Right.
But for now, like, fuck off. I'm not getting taken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he told me, LaRussell was like, it ain't even so much about the money for me, Rich, as much as it is if I make a hot record tonight and I want to put it out tonight.
I want the freedom.
He said, I don't want to ever lose that. He said, and that's kind of what fucks it up for me with,
You're fully independent right now?
Yeah.
What's your distro through?
I'm through Empire.
Shout out to Ghazi.
I've been fucking with Ghazi since he was in Grooves.
Yes.
I'm grandfathered in back before it was Empire.
Back when, well, I mean, did you ever have any interactions with a guy named Brian Sampson?
Brian Sampson. He did distribution.
He was the radio guy for Empire when it started, and he used to work Ghazi's records at Ingrooves. Real, yeah.
No, I ain't had no interactions with him. You know, we started off with Walter at City Hall. That was our independent man. And that's back when 40 and them was moving.
So that was like your indie that would push the records and all that.
Yeah. No, City Hall would. So basically, what we would do is we'd record the records, and Walter would do pre-orders. He'd be like, "I need 20,000 of that," and you bring him the record, and he'd cash you.
Oh, that's fire.
So that's how we'd walk out of Walters with a check for $70, you know, and it was good. Now, what he was making off that was probably more than that, but shit, that's how the independent game really came up. Before I got with Empire, we used to fuck with City Hall.
Like, yo, I'm going to cash you out for a project. This is what you're going to make off it.
Well, yeah.
And then it's on me.
He wasn't even buying the project. He'll just tell you, we're going to press up 20,000, 10,000, press up 10,000 units of it and bring it to me, and I'm going to buy them from you for $7 a piece.
Oh, that's fire.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So you come up there with 10,000 of them at $7 a piece, that's 70. And he writes you a check for 70, and he distribute them and sell them. Then
whatever he makes is him.
He call you back and be like, I need 20 more. Yeah.
That's dope.
And that's how it was rolling.
What year did you end up leaving Def Jam?
I was only there for a year. I was in and out, like the burger joint. So I'm going to tell you what happened.
Because your seasoned veteran was on Rush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So was that still like...
Yeah, that was still... No, Seasoned Veteran was on Def Jam, but
Okay.
it was all Rush associated
Right.
labels. That was like the parent company. I got to Def Jam in 96, recorded my first record, Seasoned Veteran, dropped it, started recording the follow-up, which I named The Game, and then... That's when the merger shit started popping off, when Polygram and all that. So Lyor and Russell came and sat me down and said, "Hey, Rich, we about to sell the company, and your sophomore record is about to come out, you know, and it's up to you if you want to stay here, but we don't know who's going to be running the company."
Right.
They said, and the fact that, you know, we met you, and as a hustler, you know, this is the proposal. The record that we just recorded for you, you can take the record.
Do what you want with it.
Do what you want with it, and we'll give you X amount of dollars cash. And they said you could leave. They said, but if you want to stay, you can stay too. They said the only reason we're telling you this is we don't know who's going to be running this.
We don't know what's going to happen next.
And it gets shelved or some shit like that. So my manager at the time, Damu Mtume, he was like, shit, let's take the money and the record. He said, we can get another deal. So that's what we did. Well, what ended up happening is whoever was buying the thing, it was a Seagram and Sons deal. Edgar Brothman's name was in the mix somewhere. So that had something to do with Seagram's. And so apparently he propositioned Lyor and said, I want to buy the label, but I want you to run it. You need to fire all the people. I'm going to bring my own people in, but you can run it. And Lyor was like, no, I'm not doing that. He was like, these are the people that made me. We made this thing together. So if they go, I go. So they said, he was like, all right, fuck it. Y'all can stay. So if I had known that, I would have stayed. Yeah, because then I would have kept
Because after that
push.
was kind of like the new golden age of Def Jam,
Exactly.
which is DMX and Jay-Z.
Exactly. And then I would have, because my first record did well. I was a West Coast artist, and they didn't really know how to market West Coast music, but they were trying to figure it out. So I think my record did like 360,000 or some shit. But for a sophomore album on a West Coast nigga, that was decent numbers. And they was like, well, the next one will definitely go gold.
Right.
So I would have stayed if I knew they were going to be in control, but I didn't. But then when I look at it in hindsight now and see all the fuckery that happened in the industry, I think me leaving was the best thing that could have happened, because